And we're live, YouTube. Oh, my side hurts. You don't understand. I feel like I fucking. I don't know if I've smoked too many cigarettes. My bottom of my lung hurts, or if it's like my fucking. I don't know what it is. Something hurts today on the left side, which is odd. How's everybody doing? Hope you're having a good weekend. Getting towards the last day of the weekend. Let's wait for some people to get in here, and we'll talk about the S2000 I just drove. That's what I think, Eric. I know that's you're gonna be like, what? Are you for real? I really I didn't like it. Not gonna lie. I wasn't a fan. Eric says, haha, really? Yup. Dude, it is so small in that car, it's not even funny, dude. I mean, literally, it is small. I hate it. Feel claustrophobic in that motherfucker for real. I thought, the clutch felt good and everything. Suzuka blue is a pretty cool color. I'm not crazy about the interior. It's like almost like a dark navy blue. Kind of looks whack. And yeah, it's just the gearbox is really one of the aspects I didn't like about it. Yeah, it's a tight gearbox. Like, tight gearbox is a good thing. You don't want to be like shifting like super fucking long shifts, throws. But it didn't feel solid to me. And I think it has something to do with the synchronizers are made out of fucking brass, which doesn't sound like a good material to have synchros made out of. But yeah, fucking drove it around for about 10, 20 minutes, gave it all it's got. It's pretty quick, but let me tell you, my car would walk the piss out of that car. Eric says no, brass is soft as fuck. Yeah. I was reading that on a forum. Like they're saying like the reason for the I remember Elias saying it too. He was like, oh, don't skip shift. Like if you skip shift, it's bad for your transmission. No, it's bad for the AP1 transmission. I skip shift in my car, my Pop's WS6 all the time. That shit does nothing. Then you get in the S2000, it's like, don't skip shift. Some things I did like about the car, though, I did like the handling. I thought the handling was phenomenal. It's so responsive, like even more than my car. But you know, I thought like if you're over 6 feet tall, you're not gonna like an S2000. And if you do, you must really like, I don't know, hanging out in a coffin for fun on the weekend or something like that. Like, guys, put me in a coffin and bury me, and let's see how long I can be in there. That's what it reminded me of. And just the whole convertible thing, there's like really not that much visibility in the windshield. The windshield is super small. And yeah, if you have the convertible down, you can still see around you and stuff like that. But windshield visibility, yeah, it's not a thing in that car. It's really kind of disappointing, honestly, because I really just wanted to, grab that car and start modding the fuck out of it or something. But, and the dealership, $800 processing fee for a cash transaction. Are you shitting me? They had that bill up to like almost like 17 at point, like 17 and a half, dude. I was like, fuck this. I was like 17 and a half, getting close to 20 grand. I'll just save fucking 3 more grand and try to find like a fucking DC2 Type R or some shit with like 100,000 miles on it or something. Like, fuck that shit. Getting close to Evo money, getting close to STI money. So something about it just rubbed me the wrong way. And the fucking salesman was, basically trying to back me into a corner and talking about, come on, man, this is Johnny Tran's car and all this shit. I'm like, dude, it's like Johnny Tran's car had $100,000 under the hood. This car's dog shit. The paint was in real good condition, though. I will admit, for a 16-year-old car with no wrecks and no respray or anything, paint was in fairly good condition. A few little rock chips on the hood, and there's like a teeny tiny little dent on the backside of the trunk lid. But other than that, it had good set of tires on it. Had the original tires on it and shit. Like 2 owners, probably garage kept, no rust. But dude, things I didn't like, definitely don't like the lack of space, you don't have 4 seats like an RSX. You got 0 fucking trunk space. You could fit a set of golf clubs, you know? And then some fucking garbage piece of like $20 shit aftermarket head unit. Whoever owned the car or the dealership, like let's say the factory stereo gave out maybe, and they just grabbed some shit from Walmart, like the shittiest head unit, single din, just no name, no brand name, fucking garbage. I was like, dude, I'm gonna have to replace that. I'm gonna have to get fucking intake header and exhaust. I'm gonna have to fucking get new sensors so I can make the K Pro work with it. Because K Pro's for K series, so you got to get K series sensors on the F20 motor. Just whole bunch of hassle, man. I'd rather just find a stock, clean example RSX. Wait, sit back and wait to find the right one. Pull the trigger and say fuck it. I mean, when it comes down to let's say that 02 RSX Type S, back when me and Iceman Jay were talking, he was like dreaming about that car. He's like, dude, it's 10 racks. It's only got 30,000 miles on it, blah, blah, blah. Right? Should just go scoot and get that one. Get them to send it to us or something. Be 10 G's, and let's say they charge us $1,000 for transport or something like that. It's 11 grand. And it's got 32,000 miles on it. The exact same amount of miles mine started with 14 years ago. So, I mean, be perfect. Be amazing. Eric says, fuck that. His car was black too. Yeah, for real. For real. And I've been up all night. I woke up at 3 p.m. yesterday, so I've officially been up for 24 hours. I've been up for 24 hours, and I just drove an S2000 with that much sleep deprivation, and still just wasn't feeling it, man. I mean, yeah, the car, you can fucking it redlines at 8,800, fuel cut at 9 grand. But honestly, dude, the VTEC in that car is garbage. I hate to say it, but it doesn't sound. It could just have to be because it's stock and you don't hear it. But I wasn't impressed with the VTEC crossover. I wasn't impressed with a lot of things on it. I thought it sounded and felt weak. I mean, sure, it might be better than a stock RSX Type S, but compared to what I did to my car, full bolt-ons, K Pro, Type R wheels, R-rated tires, all that stuff, my car shits on an S2000, a stock S2000, all day long. I mean, just diarrhea in its mouth. If that makes sense to you. Like, I was literally sitting driving this car, and I'm just like, dude, this is fucking boring, and it's uncomfortable. Like, my nuts are fucking so fucking just fucking nowhere to breathe. I barely felt like I could breathe. Eric's dying laughing. Wing King says balls in the S2000 face. Yeah, dude. It's just, and it's rear wheel drive too. It doesn't even feel like it's rear wheel drive. I know that sounds crazy, but like the only good things it has going for it is the handling. I mean, it's just super, it's almost too responsive, like oversteer basically. Like you literally just like cut the wheel a little bit. Oh wow. It's fucking ridiculous. Chris Millington says, "What's up, Shade? Sorry for everything, bro." Oh, you're all good, man. I mean, that's the reason you test drive cars, I'm glad I didn't buy it because that dude was pressuring me into it. Like, what's there to think about? Take it home for the weekend, try it out. I'm like, dude, I've already made my verdict. I'm not in love with it. Fuck this car. It'd be a cool track car. I'll give you that. If you were in a car and you didn't care about comfortability, if you didn't care about, you know, normal things, I mean, it's just, it's fucking ridiculous. Eric says, "Oh, Winking, what's up, man?" Winking says, "What's up? Grinding as always." He's doing it. Chris Millington says, "How much was he asking?" It was a dealership. It was at Sheehy Ford, and the sticker on the car said 16.4. Online, they advertised it as 15.9. So they gave it to they started the price, 15.9, the online price, and then by the time they tagged on, registration and tags and tax, and then the processing fee, $17,600. Suck my dick from the back. Almost like getting close to like an $800 or $900 processing fee, dude. Yeah, right. For a cash transaction. Bullshit. You know what I mean? I mean, for getting close to 20 grand, it wasn't worth 20 grand, dude. It wasn't worth, in my opinion, it's worth $15,000 hands down, like 15 flat. Just like that's what we're paying for the whole fucking experience, the whole tags, tax, processing. You shouldn't be taking out processing fees for a fucking cash transaction. It's just like, fuck them. Some bullshit. Eric says that's right. Chris says, "Oh, okay, man. Damn, that's a lot though. Was it at least clean? LOL." It's fairly clean. Out of 5 stars, I'd give it like 3.9 out of 5, like almost a 4. The paint is original. There's no damage. There's no rust. The engine bay was fairly good. No rust or anything, corrosion or weird shit. It wasn't as clean as the picture of the Sebring silver one with the red interior and Manassas. That engine bay was fucking so clean you could eat off of it, So, and the irony is that one had 22,000 more miles than this one. So like it should be vice versa. This one has 70,000 miles on it. Should be cleaner engine bay, but it's not. It's like, what the fuck? I just don't trust that gearbox, honestly. I've heard there's fourth gear pop out. There's this, there's that, brass synchros or brass transmission components and stuff like that. I don't trust it. A K series feels so fucking much stronger and so fucking much more reliable. It's not even funny. If you think a K series, like people say K series transmissions are made of glass and you can fuck it up, dude, I could see myself fucking up that S2000 transmission in a heartbeat. Like it's too tight and not smooth enough. There's a difference between a tight gearbox, but a tight and smooth gearbox. You know what I mean? Like it's just fucking. Ugh. Glad I didn't buy it because I was like almost to the point where he's like, let's talk numbers. Let's go sit in here and talk about the paperwork and see what it's blah blah blah. Winking says, yeah, that's a ripoff. Chris says, yeah, sounds like they're trying to scam you. Chris says, oh, okay. They just wanted way too much, like most dealers, of course. Chris says S2000 with a K20, a Frank swap. Yeah, that'd be dope. But dude, the cockpit, if you're over 6 feet and I weigh like 180 tops. If you're a bigger person, you're going to fucking hate that car. Even if you like the performance of the car, you're going to hate after about 10 to 20 minutes. I was like, yeah, I'm ready to stretch my legs. And I'm 6'1" or 6'2". So, I mean, if you're not 5'2" and Asian and little and weigh 90 pounds, you're not going to enjoy the car. You're really not. Wayne King says, I'm going to make a Wedge Beaver video soon. And Justin is going to frolic to you. It's going to be like, oh. Wedge Beaver, brother. Eric, man, how are you doing, man? How's your family stuff going? Everything going okay, man? I'm itching. I'm itching for a DC5 now. Look at this. Tyrone Biggums wants his DC5 Crack Rocks. The Crack Rocks 5. Oh, that's great. Wayne King says, is Elias 5'2"? He's definitely a lot shorter than me. He's like probably 5'8" or something like that. He's definitely not 6 feet tall. Eric says, my mom is okay, and my grandpa is showing signs of improvement. Dude, I'm glad to hear that, man. That's awesome. Definitely some up notes. So yeah, fucking I think we can rule out the S2000 on the search. So we've pretty much confirmed that I want another RSX for sure, hands down. Doesn't have to be supercharged like old fuckboy setup, which was a good deal, but if the motor goes out, then it's not a good deal. I don't trust that guy. He's leaving something out of the equation. and he just unprofessional. Chris Milliton's clapping. Wing King says, so I wouldn't be comfortable in the S2000. What's your height and what's your weight? I mean, I'm assuming you're probably bigger than me. I don't know. I'm pretty small. Like weight wise, I'm pretty small, but height wise, I'm pretty tall. Hey, that rhymes. It's my new rhyme. Eric says, hell yeah, man. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I was thinking about that last night. I was like, man, doesn't sound like fun. Sounds like rough stuff. Chris says, good. Chris says, yeah, screw that asshat. Wayne King says 6 foot, 250. Yeah, I wouldn't see that working with an S2000. Not unless you're gonna like gut out the interior or something. Not even like, not saying like, you know, you weigh too much or anything. I'm saying like even with my being 180, I'm literally in the bolster. I feel like I'm in a fighter jet, you know, like, and there's like just little shit like the stereo. I gotta fucking track down an OEM stereo or find a appropriate head unit to put in there. And something I didn't know about the S2000 convertible top. So you got an automatic roof, right? An electric roof, which sounds awesome. The latches are not automatic, like in BMWs and Lexus and stuff like that, or not Lexus, but BMW convertibles and shit. They have electric latches, so you just press the button and you're good to go. But in this, you got to let a latch off on your driver's side, then you got to let a latch off on your passenger side, and then you can engage and disengage the convertible top. That's I know I'm not trying to sound lazy or anything like that, but on the go, that's a pain in the ass. Like I don't like that. I don't like that design at all. I think it's a faulty ass design. For real though, some bullshit. But yeah, there was a lot of things. The only thing I liked in the car that I was like, oh yeah, this is dope, is the gauge cluster. That was the only thing I liked. And to be completely honest with you, that whole experience makes me not even want to change the RSX cluster. Like everyone is like, you know, that's the new fucking cool thing to do is put a S2000 cluster in a RSX Type S. I don't even want to do that anymore now. I don't know. It doesn't even feel right. I'm like, dude, just keep the RSX cluster in there. Fuck it. Waste of money and time. Rather just make the car faster, you know what I mean? As opposed to do some more cosmetic shit. But that's just me. That's just me. But yeah, fucking, it sucks that it didn't work out because I wanted it to work out. I was ready to try a new chassis, and that's what you get for test driving cars, you know? It's a lot easier to test drive cars than I thought. You just got to show them your license. I thought you had to like show them a credit card or like, they had to like run a background check or something. They literally just take your license, scan it, make a copy of it, and then yeah, you're good to go. Go, should go around and test drive cars like everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. Be the new smoking tire. One takes with fucking cars you don't own. But yeah, I think the new game plan is to save as many parts as I can from my car, and just take my time and swap them over, because I know that car like the back of my hand. It's comfortable. It's got 4 seats, even though I don't have passengers. It's got It's a fucking hatchback. Like, there's so many aspects to the equation that I love the RSX for, and I don't like an S2000. A convertible, 2 seats, no trunk space, no leg room. I'm fucking like 6'1" or 6'2". I mean, literally, the seat was all the way back, and it felt cramped as shit. It felt like my car when I had the seat all the way forward. I was like, does the seat go back any further? No, you're up against the chassis. Literally, some wild style shit right there. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna take my time and try to find the right RSX and make it worthwhile, because like with that car, let's say I would have bought that car, I would probably in a week or two I'd probably have been like, let's return this thing, and then I'd be fucked. Wing King says, sorry, I'm back. What'd you say? Just talking about the S2000. Like, I'm glad I didn't end up getting it. Trying to justify getting it, like, oh yeah, this car is cool or something like that, but it's uncomfortable, but it's no big deal. I mean, literally, like the seat all the way back felt like the seat all the way forward in my car. I mean, it's how much lack of room there is. Ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. I'll just take my time, find the right RSX, put my parts back in it, and essentially be good to go, because I got K-Pro, I got my immobilizer still, I got my keys, I got essentially everything. Wing King says, okay, I wouldn't fit. Yeah. If I'm not fitting, you're not fitting. A lot of taller people are not fitting. Not comfortably. Yeah, you can drive the car. It's not like I couldn't drive the car and stuff like that, but like literally after I got out of the car, I felt like I'd been in the car for like 3 hours of like stop and go traffic or something like that. I was like, dude, I feel like fatigued after driving this car. I feel like I just had to sit in a coffin for an hour or something like that. Super claustrophobic. And I had the top down. Like, if I would have the top up, my head was like, here's the roof. Doesn't work out. Just doesn't work out. And the guy was he's like, take it home for the weekend. Wayne King says my FA5 seat is all the way back. Hey, man, you and me both. We're the all the way back club, because in my DC5, I put that bitch all the way back. And anybody that drives my car that's shorter than me, they put the seat pretty much all the way forward or midway. I always put my seat all the way back. It's the way to go. The perfect length. And honestly, I think I'm to the point now where, honestly, I'm going to try to fight as much as I can to see if we can keep the shell we have and just turn it into a race car. Save it. Be like, dude, just save it for a race car. Like, this isn't a track car, literally. That's kind of where I'm at, because there's nothing wrong with the chassis. I mean, it's had its history. It's rough road and rap sheet and all that stuff. But I mean, dude, what's the point of selling the chassis? You'll get like $500 for it, probably. It's like, that's a good chassis. Because then I could have my daily driver RSX, and I could have the track one, just make a drag RSX. Fuck it. So once I get a job, it is what it is, man. I mean, that fucker could sit in the driveway for all I care. Just like put a car cover on it or something, or find get a fucking storage unit to put it in. I don't give a shit. Eric says, that's right, all the way back. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way back. God, my fucking side hurts today, dude. I don't understand. I don't know if it's like, what's on your left side? What organ is below your lung in this area right here? What is that? Whatever it is feels fucked up. Tenderoni. I think it has to do with I've smoked so many cigarettes and I've been up for 24 hours. I think it's something like that. Ann says, is it itchy? No, it's like pressure. It's like a sharp pain. Not pain, but like discomfort, if that makes sense. It's not like, I've had worse pains, but it feels like pressure. Discomfort. It's like right below my bottom rib. Ann says, are you urinating more? I'm not. Average. I think it's because I've been up for 24 hours minus an hour and a half or 2 hours of sleep I got. Like, I slept till from like 10 to noon, basically, but it wasn't even really sleep. Ann's here. I didn't even realize it was you, Ann. I was like, is it itchy? It's you, Ann. But yeah, I'm not sure. Probably just need some sleep. Ann says, yeah, them all-nighters will do it. Hey. Yeah, for real. Doesn't give your body time to regenerate, because like drinking coffee after you've been up for 24 hours. Yeah, it's probably like my bottom of the lung or something. I don't know. It doesn't hurt enough to like go do anything about it. I'll sleep it off and wake up and be fine probably. I've had that shit happen before. It happens when you smoke a lot of cigs. I've definitely smoked. This probably been the day or 2 day. Let's say you stay up for 12 to 14 hours a day. I've stayed up for 24 hours. And I mean, I'll stay up for another 4 or 5, 6 hours probably, go to sleep at 10 or 11 or something. Ann says, well, you should probably stop smoking them death sticks, bro. Yeah, story of my life. But the good news is I know smoking anything is bad for you, but at least they're not Marlboros or commercial cigarettes, because I used to have some serious health issues popping up. Like, I stopped smoking Marlboros last September. So it's almost been a year since I've smoked a Marlboro. We're getting to three months away, man. It's crazy to think. I get this pipe tobacco and roll my own cigs. And like, I used to get panic attacks and think I was dying. And, getting these like sharp lung pains, and I would cough and stuff and it would hurt and all this respiratory shit. Stopped smoking Marlboros, went away. Jesse Aaron says, what's happening? Nothing much, Jesse. Just test drove an S2000 about an hour ago, and I did not like it. Surprisingly, to say the least, I was not a fan. Ann says, LOL, they're trying to ban menthols. Imagine who they're trying to piss off. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm not a menthol smoker, but I know people that smoke menthols like religiously. Menthol makes me throw up. Like, ugh. Eric says, all right, Shades, I'm out, man. Got stuff to do. I'll keep you posted. Good luck, man. Hope everything works out. And says, damn, bronchitis comes with the smoky. Hey, Jesse and Eric. Yeah, bronchitis ain't no joke. Eric says, thanks, man. Fucking, I'm trying to think of anything else. Jesse says, hey. Ann says, well, you better go to sleep. Yeah, no, I've like if I go to sleep now, I'll wake up like let's say I get 8 hours of sleep or even 10. I'll wake up at what 1 o'clock in the morning, then like my sleeping schedule will be all kinds of fucked. All kinds of fucked. So if I can just make it another, I'd say another 6, 7 hours, try to go to sleep at 10 or 11 or even midnight, then I'll wake up, I'll be super, exhausted and I'll sleep real good. Because the thing is, the past month, my sleep has been horrible. It has not been good quality sleep. I think like 2 days out of the entire month, I got like a solid 8 hours of sleep. Then like every other night this month has been like literally like the sleep didn't even register because I've been like super nervous, anxious, like under stress, lost my car, all that shit, like just pacing, feel like my life's on hold or something like that. Yeah, it's just weird. And says too much on your mind. Absolutely. I was a nervous wreck in that dealership. Like, and he's like, let's talk numbers. Let's do the paperwork. I was like, I can't believe we're walking in here because I'm on the fence about this car. Like, like literally, that's how I was feeling. I was like, this doesn't feel right. I feel like I'm cheating on my wife that just died with an uglier chick. Yeah, that's literally what it felt like. Ann says, LOL, I know you were acting funny. Wait, I was acting funny when now or just recently? Yeah, I feel you. It's definitely out of my element. With a dealer, especially with no sleep. Yeah, like that was the whole reason. Like, uh, you know, I try to get an hour or two of sleep so I'd make a non-sleep deprived decision. Like even just getting like an hour or two, just like to recharge, like a power nap, basically. And yeah, just something about it, man. Like the car is pretty when you're looking at the car. Looks like a cool car, but it's like driving it. It's like fuck this thing. Who the fuck buys this? Jesse says, "Nice weather here, dude. It's hot as. I mean, it's a sunny day. It's not raining. I'm glad it's not raining, but it is muggy and humid as fuck. I mean, it is not convertible weather. It's not a good time to start buying convertibles. Like spring and fall is when it's good to get the convertible time going." And says, "Was it a stick shift? Yeah, it was a Honda S2000. So they only come with a 6-speed manual transmission. But yeah, it just I mean, I haven't driven a stick shift in a month. Think about this. Tomorrow, or no, today, Sunday, when I lost my car a month ago, that's when I lost my car. So I haven't driven a stick shift in a month. You would have thought I would have been having a blast, right? Oh, you're back in a Honda, manual Honda, upper echelon of Honda, more expensive Hondas and stuff like that. And I've always wanted to drive an S2000. It literally wasn't a fun experience. It was like, this is okay. I mean, if somebody gave me one, sure, I'd take one and I'd drive it like once a month or something when it's a nice day, but it's just not the car for me. Jesse says in Missouri it's cloudy. Do you? Yeah, that Midwest, because you guys are getting like, storms are passing from west to east. And says stick shift equals 2 hours of sleep equals jerky ride. Sorry you're going through this though. Dude, surprisingly, it wasn't a jerky ride at all. I mean, like even it's like riding a bike. Once you start doing it, you pick it right back up. But yeah, like I'm used to a race, like not a racing clutch, but a more aggressive clutch, a stage 1 clutch and an 8-pound flywheel. So like the paddling, like when you're letting out the clutch and you gotta give it gas. In my RSX, like the throttle is super, super responsive. It's like a hair trigger almost. And the clutch is super springy. And this is a stock OEM S2000 clutch. And I mean, it was super easy to drive, but I mean, even that just, wasn't enough. It didn't have enough oomph. You're going from a heavily modified car to a stock car. And the irony is the S2000 puts out more power. I don't know about to the wheels, but it makes 242, I think. I don't know if that's wheel horsepower or at the flywheel or whatever, but yeah, my car is putting out 225 to the wheels and it weighs 150 pounds more and it feels way faster, like hands down. It's fucking crazy. But yeah, guys, fucking if you guys see any good RSXs, let your boy Shades Wade know. And says chemtrails. Yeah, dude, they were out. I was like, we're gonna have bad weather in 2 days. 48 hours, this guy's gonna be not here. Chemtrails are some shit, man. All you non-believers, that shit's real. Fucking harp. Playing that harp. And says that's my next bid. Yeah, dude. Like, my fucking family didn't believe me when I told them about that shit. They're like, are you serious? You're trying to say the government's trying to play weather machine? And what are you talking about? What would be the benefit of that? I'm like, think about it. If they modify the weather, let's say they make it rain and rain and rain and rain, and it's aluminum and barium, it's bad for the environment, bad for humans. But steering storms is good for business, good for the economy, because you got to go out and buy shit. You know? It's fucking crazy. Yep, and says those who rule the weather rule the world. Yeah, exactly. You can make just a torrential downpour and make floods happen and make, fucking like all these like wildfires that pop up and shit like that, but they're only in targeted areas and they don't spread and stuff like that. Well, they spread to a degree, but it's just fucking crazy. The powers that be. And says those floodgates are used to flood people. Dude, prime example, Ellicott City, man. It was sunny as a motherfucker when we were taking pictures of the car for like an hour. And then about 2 hours of going to auto shops, trying to figure out what the hell was wrong with my coil packs or my spark plugs. And then I drop him off, and literally the weather just turned like this. Went from sunny to gray as fuck, cloudy as fuck, dark as fuck, and just torrential downpour, and it wouldn't let up. No visibility. I mean, it was just crazy. And then I stop off at fucking Ellicott City, of all places, and it just insane. And says in 50 feet of rain? Crazy. Yeah, for real. I mean, literally, that fucking storm drain. Like, imagine the road I was coming to, the highway, Route 40. Like, I got to a part where it was literally like this, right? So that one spot, let's say that's 50 feet across, this drainage ditch literally just started fucking dumping so many feet of water. By the time I was in the water, like the little puddle, like maybe a foot of water, man, it was crazy. And says, was it scary though? Fuck yeah, it was scary, dude. I was scared before the car got flooded. I was like, dude, this is not good, guys. I had my camera on too. Like, I'm almost like embarrassed. I mean, it's like a souvenir at this point, but like souvenir of like stupidity almost. Like, I should have just not went or pulled off somewhere. And I was trying to pull off somewhere at a gas station on Route 40, and then that shit happened, I had my camera, my GoPro on, and literally, like, if you look at my footage of it, it's almost like so intense that it seems like bad acting. Like, you guys would be like, is this like a blooper or something? Are you just fucking with us? Like, because that's how, like, I'm like, guys, oh my God. Like, it's just like, it sounds like corny acting, but like, it wasn't acting at all. I was like that freaked out, like out of my element. Chris says, yeah, well, if you all look into the U.S. military, we're looking into weather control all the way back just after World War II. There were actual tests done, and they're still fucking with the weather now. Yeah, EPA and It's been going on since like I think Nixon passed the bill for the Environmental Protection Agency, like the Clean Water Act or something like that, and it's been going on since then, like heavily, like changing the weather, fucking with the water supply, all kinds of shit. You know, it's fucking crazy. Anne says, "Damn, I don't want to drown, burn alive, or airplane crash." Very true. Very true. Airplane crash would suck. I want, dude. Like, you ever wonder about stuff like that? Like, you die, so like, like if you falling from 30,000 feet, and you're just gonna be like liquefied when you fall or crash. I mean, like, would you feel the pain? Like your brain would literally be like a pulp. Like you'd be like, pancake. That shit is crazy. I wonder how that shit works. You got to bend the mind. You got to think about it. Ann says, yeah, they used to have commercials on it, Chris. Hi. Chris says, if I had to die, it would be a shot to my own head. Hello there. Ann says, they seeded clouds during Project Popeye in Vietnam. Dude, I believe it, man. They did a bunch of fucked up shit in Vietnam. I mean, that whole thing was a controlled opposition where we were just stealing shit basically, and there was no objective. That's why there's so many casualties in Vietnam, because we were just dicking around, you know, making a point, or some kind of co-op shit where it's like, or covert shit, like where it's like, oh yeah, we say these people are terrorists, or we say this, or we say that, but it comes down to there's something we want to steal, or they have something of value that we want and we don't want to pay for it. Doing that power flex. Chris says yes, and even before that, they were sending stuff up into our skies. True story. Ann says that would be scary. Maybe you'd die of fear first. Well, the crazy part is, like, I believe you're probably right about that. You probably just like fucking hyperventilate and pass out, and then you wouldn't have to think about it. But like my grandmother, she remembers she can't swim, so uh, when she was younger, like she was like 14 or something like that. These two boys at the local like pool or something like that, they threw her in the pool, and she said she fainted before she hit the water because she was so terrified of water. She knew they threw her in the deep end of the pool, and she passed. She literally fainted before she hit the water, and they literally had to lifeguard had to like come get her out of the pool because she was at the bottom of the pool. For real though. So with things where you're super terrified like that, yeah, most likely you're gonna faint or pass out. Chris says it's nuts. And says, yeah, my uncle had issues all his life after coming home from Vietnam. Yeah, Vietnam was some shit. Gulf War was some shit too. My uncle fought on the first wave of the Gulf War, and some of the stories he's told me is just, they're trying to say it's about terrorism or Saddam and shit like that. Saddam was a scapegoat. Yeah, Saddam was a crazy motherfucker, but they had fucking bajillions of gallons of oil. It's like a fucking ocean of oil. So literally, we wanted to steal that. That's what it comes down to. And we use Saddam as a scapegoat to go basically murder and pillage and plunder a country that has resources. Same thing we're doing with Afghanistan and the opium to make Oxycontin. Same thing with the cobalt mines. Same thing with all that shit. You know what I mean? It's fucking it's just makes me want to throw up. Let's see. Chris says, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that." And says, "Wow, yeah. See, I think I would pass out like the 9/11 jumpers. Hopefully, died before they hit the ground." Yeah, that's like 9 seconds of free fall time. For real though. That's like those people that jump off the Golden Gate Bridge. The suicide jumpers. It's one dude. was like so suicidal. He literally threw himself off, and as soon as he threw himself over the ledge, he instantly didn't want to die. So then he, like, fucking turned himself like in a sitting position and hit the water after 7 or 9 seconds of free fall time. The impact of that literally shattered his lumbar bones and, like, all this crazy shit. And he was like, yeah, he's like, I'm really surprised I didn't pass out because it was the most intense thing and most adrenaline rushing thing I've ever experienced in my entire life. He's like, I literally thought my heart was going to jump out of my fucking chest. I was like, wow. And he lived too. That was the crazy part, That's how he told that story. I was like, what? Chris says, I think I got my type 1 diabetes from what I eat and breathe in. Dude, my fucking granddad got type 1 diabetes at the middle age of his life. He was like 40 or something like that. That's a fucking medical anomaly. How weird is it that the kid next door in our apartment complex, he got type 1 diabetes when he was 6, and we're sharing the same water supply? I don't find that to be a coincidence. For real. Because a 40-year-old can't, type 1 diabetes is like something you're born with, or you get like super early in life. But like, I don't believe that it's a medical anomaly. It does not make sense. Ann says, thanks at Chris Millington. Chris Millington says, peace, laughing. Yeah, exactly. Ann says he was the first pawn in their game of chess. Very true. Chris Millington says it just all comes down to power and money over people. Everything that is wrong in this world is greed. It's self-centered greed. Higher ups, all those fucking families all those rich ass families and shit. It's wild style. Ann says, yeah, I watched that documentary. One guy jumped. Yeah, that's the guy I'm talking about. He was like one of the only ones that ever made it. And it's fucking crazy. Chris says, damn. Ann says, it's weird. Get to that point and want to end it all. Yeah, I've had some fucked up shit happen to me in my life. I lost my, what I think is my soulmate and stuff like that. This girl in Nashville, her and I were like this. And it was the most potent relationship I've ever been in, the most volatile, it's like nitroglycerin. It only lasted 3.5 months. And I still think about it to this day, almost like 8 years later. And I was with my other girlfriend that I loved in high school for 4 years. We stayed with each other for almost 6 years, honestly, on and off. And like, I don't think about her at all, but like, that was 6 years invested. But then the 3.5 months I had with this girl in Nashville, I mean, dude, like, I still think about it. It's crazy. But yeah, I don't ever really get suicidal or get super depressed to the point where like, time to get the knife, time to get the gun. It's like, for real though, that takes some serious fucked up shit. That's like despair. I've never really gotten to the point of despair. Ann says, yeah, we can't trust this water. Yeah, for real. I don't drink tap water, honestly. I mean, if I drink water, it's like some Fiji water or some shit. Chris says, I got it when I was a week from 18 years old and almost died from it. Was in the hospital for a month. I'll never forget the day, bro. It was very scary. You want to know why you almost died? Because you were 18. It's not middle of your life, not like 40, but they probably didn't check for it, and your pancreas is failing. You're insulin dependent. That's the exact same thing that happened to my fucking granddad. Not even kidding you. He was literally like on the verge of death because they were fucking negligent, because it's a fucking medical anomaly. It's fucked up. Chris says, it woke me up big time. Ann said, oh, sorry though, heartbreak hurts. 3.5 months, that must have been lust. I swear it wasn't. We were like, it was like telepathic or something, dude. I swear, this chick and me were like playing music together. We're fucking our brains out. Not saying that's, that seems lustful, but like, it was like symbiotic harmony or something. We understood. We had this like eye to eye connection. And then to save you like a 5-hour fucking story, like, her family coerced her into kicking me out of the apartment we just, got and all that stuff. And she had a fucked up family. I'll tell you that. It wasn't just like us. She had a fucked up family. Ann says, wait, what did you get, Christopher? He has type 1 diabetes just like my granddad. Because like type 2 diabetes is like some common shit. Like friggin' 20 or 30% of the population is getting type 2 diabetes because of bad diet and stuff like that, too much sugar. But type 1 is like pretty rare shit compared to type 2. Chris Millington says, my doctor told me there were well over 125 cases just in that month alone for type 1 diabetes. It's very strange, and she thought it was 2 and had something to do with the air, food, water. For real, though. Ann says, oh, the diabetes. Ann says, damn, how high was your blood sugar to stay in hospital a month? Chris says, yeah, I was sick in bed for weeks at first with like flu-like symptoms and I had to be rushed to the hospital after I had tests done with my blood. My mom was so scared that I was going to pass. I looked like really bad. Ann says, you must have had ketoacidosis. Dude, that's exactly how my granddad started, like literally he was like, it was like almost like he had a virus or something like that. And he was like, throwing up and flu-like symptoms and stuff like that. And, literally needed to be taken to the hospital. And fucking crazy. Ann says, glad you could read my typos. You get my first YouTube award. Oh, yeah. Dude, when you do this shit as much as I do, like I live stream like every day, when people have typos, like literally I'm like fucking laser eyes, just like, what could that, like they type something wrong that's like, you like start like doing context clues. What could that word be? Like staya. It's like, oh, stay. Gotcha. Wayne King's back. Yo. Ann says, yo, 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 yo at Wayne King. Wayne King says, had to take my son to the ER last night. He's good now. Fuck, dude. I'm sorry to hear that. What's wrong with him? This is like, we've gone from Honda S2000 test drive talk to like, fuck the government and medical anomalies. It's a whole nother topic, whole nother session. Wayne King says 105 temp. God damn. That's intense. That is real intense. Stone cold. Hell yeah, fuck boys. There's Adept Joe. He's back. I was wondering where you were, man. Let's see. Where are we at? Chris says my blood sugar was a recorded high. It was around or well over 700, dude. Jesus. I was still awake somehow. The nurses were there keeping me awake. Ann says, wow, that's dangerous. 700. Oh my God. Stone Cold says, sup, Shade. Sup, Winking. Because I'm in a good mood, Adept Joe, I'm gonna let you be a little troll today. It'll be okay. Chris says, yeah, no joke, but thank God I've been doing pretty good since. Yeah, for real, getting under control. Wayne King says, what's up, Joe? LOL. Ann says, glad your son is better, Wayne King. Stone Cold says, I'm not trolling. Yeah, not yet, because you miss me so much. This motherfucker used to come in the stream every night, make a new screen of, you're a virgin. You're a virgin, you fucking virgin. Don't make me get into that. Don't make me embarrass you and myself. Chris says, yeah, I've been told you can pass out around 450. Yeah, for real. Stone Cold, Adept Joe says, yeah, Wayne King, looks like AJ is scared. Well, we're on the same page. Finally, you believe us. Finally, you understand the charade. I'm just tired of hearing all the bullshit, all the smack talk. I just want to see this fight happen and see who gets knocked the fuck out. That's what I want to see. Let's see. Winking says, thanks, Ann. Chris says, I try to be as careful as possible. Ann says, them colored, shaded, or shadowed trolls be talking the most shit. Chris says, glad your grandfather's okay, those shades. Yeah, he's got he doesn't do the needles. He does like the insulin pump. He keeps him well under control. Chris says, LOL. Stone Cold says, did you watch Taylor versus Postal? Or Pistol, or however you say it, last night? No, I didn't. Didn't even see it on. And it's ironic because I was looking for something to watch on TV. It was on Showtime or HBO. What the fuck? Stone Cold says it was an awesome fight. Shit, I had to watch it. It was on HBO or Showtime. It was on free to air in UK. What channel would I watch it on? Because usually the fights are usually on fucking Showtime or HBO, one of the two here. Stone Cold says probably be on YouTube soon. Have to check it out. Yeah, I was fucking. Yeah, just haven't been keeping up with boxing, honestly. This past month has been a flipped upside down clusterfuck. Wayne King says, I'm broke now. Just dropped a grip on gift for our anniversary. Nice, dude. What'd you get her? What'd you get? Wayne King said, did Postal win? Fucking Ann says, okay, guys, I'll have to make my next video. The grandbaby's bugging to go swimming too. Do your thing. Thanks for stopping in. It was nice chatting with you. Always good topics with you. Stone Cold said, why? What's happened? No, Postal lost. Fucking, I lost my car in a flood in Ellicott City, Maryland. Flash flood that fucked that whole town up. And I just happened to be there. So I don't have a car anymore. Chris says, I need a girlfriend. Ugh. I'd say me too, but like, it's hard to put into words. It's nice taking a break. This past year has been honestly a lot less drama, you know? You just got to find the right one because getting a girlfriend for the sake of getting a girlfriend and it's like drama ain't worth it. Ain't worth the booty. Stone Cold says, wow. And King says another diamond necklace that she might lose again. Damn. Kill shots. That's right. He said it. He did it. He did that. Yeah, I'm really surprised though. I didn't like the S2000. I thought, after watching Gato's channel, he's like, dude, my hands down, my favorite car out of all 5 of these cars is the S2000. So I was really surprised. I was like, dude, this thing's cramped as fuck. It has rev hang. It's crazy. Stone Cold says, did you get paid out by insurance? I bought the car 14 years ago for $23,000. Okay. I put about $7,500 to $10,000 worth of modifications and racing parts in it. And you know what they offered me? $2,500. It's not even fucking close, like, at all. They said if they would have bought the car, like I bought the car back for $500 so I could get my parts out of it. If they would have kept the car with all my parts in it, the $10,000 in the car and parts and racing shit and all that stuff, they would have given me $3,100. So instead, I bought the car back for like $500 and they gave me like $1,900 or something like that. It's fucking ridiculous. Let's see. Win King says, wow, Postal lost by KO. Damn. Got to watch that. I want to see someone get knocked the fuck out Debo style. Stone Cold said Taylor dropped him late and won unanimous. Fuck yeah. Did you reject the offer? Absolutely. I wanted my parts out of the car so I can just get another car and put the parts back in the same car. Just, you know, different cars. Same car, but, you know, one that's not flooded. Stone Cold says, wow, that fucking sucks, man. Yeah, for real. And it's like, you know, it's not like wrecking your car. Like if I wrecked my car, I could fix it. But a flood car is really hard to get reinstated, the title reinstated, you know, especially with like car that you have racing parts in that are non-carb legal, not, you know, they're for off-road use technically only. And it's just so many hoops to jump through and got to get new interior, new carpet. Not sure if the motor's any good. Bunch of shit. Because I cut the car off before the water hydrolocked the motor, but it's still got some water in it. And now the fuel pump's fucked up. And yeah, it just sucks. But the parts I got in the car are still good. The header, the exhaust, intake, catch can, K-Pro, engine computer. I actually saved that. There's a lot of usable parts still. So I didn't lose all my parts, but I did lose my working driving car, to say the least. That's why I'm shopping for new cars. And then to top it off, I had another car lined up and got a loan, a private seller in Pennsylvania with a supercharged RSX, 351 horsepower. And he was going to sell me the car, and we were going to go yesterday to, you know, we lined this up a week ago. And he backed out. He was like, I'm sorry, man. I'm not ready to sell the car. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I got a loan, dude. You said you were selling this car to me. I had first dibs, all this stuff. Like, such a pussy church. Little bitch boy. Go drink a protein shake, motherfucker. Wing King says, BRB, do your thing. But yeah, fucking definitely, to say the least, it hasn't been a fun month. I was surprised you didn't come around to troll. I was like, well, at least the Dep Joe's not fucking here trolling. I was like, all right, that's cool. Whatever. I was like, I got enough shit on my plate. But yeah, the fucking search for another car continues, man. I drove a convertible today. Didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. Stone Cold says, have you missed me, Shades? Oh, yeah, you know it. Hey, when you're talking rational about boxing, sure, why not? When you start giving me shit about being a virgin, it's just annoying because it's not true. I should go get you like a fucking timeline of all the girls I fucked so we can laugh together. I got some proud ones. We got some top notch, and then we got some low notch. I'm not gonna lie. What car is that? I think sounds dope. God damn. Stone Cold says it's okay to say you miss me. Oh, you know it, dude. Stone Cold says, I was just kidding, man. I have nothing against kidding. It's like, but like when you keep regurgitating the same one line joke, it's like it gets super annoying. It's like somebody, it's like, you're fat, you're fat, you're fat, you're fat. It's like, dude, call him something else. Like call him fat, call him fucking ugly, call him fucking a whole bunch of shit. Just like keep switching it up. Because that's the thing with me. I hate repetition. Like I hate repetitive music. I hate repetitive art. I hate pretty much the only thing repetitive I do is eat the same meal for days and days and weeks on end, and then I'll switch it up and eat something else for days and days and weeks on end. That's about it. Stone Cold says it's water under the bridge now. That's right, dude. Because I got worse shit happening to me. A troll on a YouTube page is the least of my worries at this point. Like I could not give a fuck. True story. My fucking side hurts. I don't understand. It's like it's not a lung pain. It's not respiratory. It's like my fucking organ. I think it's lack of sleep. My organ's like, why haven't you slept? Because I couldn't sleep. But yeah, fucking. I'm trying to think of anything else going on. Yeah, just lost my car. Found a really sweet car, and then the fucking guy nutted. He shit the bed. Stone Cold says, "Where's Rebel?" He doesn't come through as much anymore. I don't know. He must have like a new butt buddy or something, or get tired of the Wedge Beaver talk or something. I don't know. I just don't know. Chris Millington says, "What do you eat for weeks on end?" Well, see, it's been a twofer. It's been majority is either the two meals, the two choices I've been eating for like past month pretty much has been either chicken parmesan or burgers. Like, I'll eat like chicken parmesan for a couple nights, and then I'll eat burgers, chicken parmesan, burgers, chicken parmesan, burgers, chicken parmesan, burgers. Kind of like in that order. That's right. I'm trying to think of anything else I've ate in between that. It's been chicken parmesan and burgers. It's been that kind of month. Just like, dude, fuck Chick-fil-A, fuck pizza. Like literally just back and forth, chicken parmesan and burgers. Super mundane and boring, but it's like I don't care. I don't care what I eat. I'm just bored, basically. I'm like, dude, I want a car. I want an RSX. Essentially, it comes back to I want this fucking car back. I want this. This is what I want. This is what I want to eat. That's right. Where the hell did the thumbtack go? Oh, here it is. Stone Cold says, "Be right back. Don't ban me." Let's see. Chris says, "LOL. I had pizza for lunch, but gonna get something else for dinner a bit later. Don't know what yet though." Chinese sushi. Be right back. Don't ban me. I would never, ever. But yeah, fucking. I'm trying to think what else. What else? That's about it, honestly. Playing a bunch of drums, sitting around, dicking around, searching on Auto Trader and Car Gurus and Craigslist. Ay, ay, ay. True story. Yeah, honestly, if I get another RSX, I'll probably end up just swapping over my parts. But from that point, I don't know if I'll go K20, K24, or if I will think about supercharger or like fucking turbo or something. I don't know. I think I would either go K20, K24 or supercharger. I think turbo's out of the equation. I think it's just not reliable enough. I mean, the power's there. It's awesome to have good, like, a fuckload of power, but it's like if you can't use it, what's the point? Especially for a daily driver. True story. Because with front wheel drive car, I mean, how much horsepower do you really fucking need? That was the weird thing about the S2000. It felt like, I mean, yeah, it felt like, honestly, it didn't feel like a rear wheel drive car. I know that sounds crazy. Like, it kind of did, but it kind of didn't, honestly. Maybe I was just sleep deprived, but I didn't really like when you drive like a WS6 Trans Am or rear wheel drive car with 350 horsepower. It feels like a rear wheel drive car. You feel the ass end of it when you floor it. You feel the ass end of it fucking wanting to fucking, torque steer basically. And in the S2000, like it just doesn't have the torque. It's got like 152 feet-pounds of torque. That's like nothing. I mean, literally, my car has way more torque than that car for sure. Chris says a Craftworks kit would be great for that car. Check their kits for the S2000 and the DC5. Yeah, Craftworks kits for the S2000. People do that shit all day. LHT Performance in Florida. That's like what they specialize in is Craftworks kit. But yeah, I don't know if I would go Comtech like that D-Bag did or HK. Like there's HKS, there's Craftworks, there's Merc Racing. There's all kinds of shit. Chris says RSX Pro, and for the money, it's better. Yeah, you definitely get more available power just for bolting on a supercharger and throwing on a pulley and getting rid of hydraulic power steering, getting electric steering, electric power steering. True story. Because you can get the electric power steering out of like a S2000 or a fucking a Civic Hybrid. Chris says I'm thinking of that setup for my SI. Do it, man. I mean, for to a degree, I mean, like superchargers, they're reliable forced induction. Turbo got lag. You got to get boost by gear. You gotta do a whole bunch of bells and whistles to get a turbo setup working right. For the most part, supercharger's pretty fucking reliable. I gotta pee. BRB. And a big. Let's see. Oh wait, I already read that. I'm thinking of that setup for my SI. Yeah, that'd be some serious power. For real though. Fucking I mean, everything that dude did to that car, if I really wanted to do all that to that car, I could totally do it. Chris says, if you really want to watch and see how great a supercharged Honda does against other cars, check out this guy on YouTube, the Tong Man. Oh, I'm doing that right now. Fuck it. Why not? Why's my side? It's like this sharp, acute pain. It's not horrible. I've definitely had worse, but it doesn't make me feel good. I'm like, what's going on here? Because usually when I have any type of respiratory, like smoke too much, it's usually on the right side. If that makes sense. It's never on the left side. I don't know. He's pretty much beats anything on the streets, and he's got a CT Charger kit making close to 400. I believe it. Ugh. The Tong Man. 545 videos. Damn.
They see me rolling round on my board, on the handbrake and out of every corner. In my rear view, I see tarmac corner.
His fucking license plate says VTAC, yo.
Push the start and I don't mean from behind it. And the badge on the front is just shining.
Chris says, stop smoking, bro. I don't want you to die. LOL. In his car would destroy the CT RSX. Yeah, I don't think, I mean, smoking's bad for you, don't get me wrong. But it's not a respiratory thing. Like, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't agitate it or hurt. It's like an all-time thing. It's like almost like, I don't even know how to describe it. Might have slept wrong or something. Might be a muscle or something. It doesn't feel like, you know. Bottom of the ear, bottom of my rib cage. Damn, he's pulling away. That's an S2000 too. Damn, he's pulling away from everybody. Damn, pulling away. That's crazy. How does this video only have 3,000 views? I'm on the final stretch. That's crazy. Dude, he left that Integra in the fucking dust. car's fast as shit. Yeah, that's a hell of a setup. The car's name is Big Red. He's in Calais as well. Watch some of his later videos as well. Hell yeah. Dude, I'm surprised he's not getting more views. He has 13,000 subscribers. He got more subscribers than fucking Flying got, though. Ooh. That's crazy. Crazy. Ooh, goodness. You gotta watch. You need to watch the progress he's made, dude. I bet. $380 wheel horsepower, supercharged AP1 versus Big Red. Old school muscle car versus Big Red at the drag strip. Damn. Busted. What is this? Oh shit.
Shut it off. Shut it off. Hands up. I better see some hands.
What? That's intense. Damn, he fucked up. And he can still make even more power because his motor ain't even built yet at all. He's got is ARP head studs, bolt inside. LO, the rest is tune and full bolt on. Dude, that busted video of his, he was getting it. He's in the left-hand lane, the oncoming traffic lane, and literally goes over, and literally two cops, one goes past him, and that one just pulled right in front of him. He's like, shut it off. Toretto, stop right there. Oof, fucking eyes are burning. God damn, why are the eyes burning? Yeah, that shit's crazy though. Wild style. Fucking yeah, I'll definitely check out his channel though. I feel like I've seen his channel before, the Tong Man. Sounds like a name I've heard before. Busted. That was 5 months ago. I wonder how the hell he got out of that. what boost does to couplers, blows them off. What? That was fucking insane. It didn't blow it off. It made it expand like a balloon. Like, look at this coupler. That's supposed to be flat. It looks like a fucking bulb. That's how it started. Looks like a goddamn balloon. That is intense. I've never seen that. They usually just blow off. Like the coupler will just make way and shoot it off, but that's insane. Crazy. Anything else great? Damn, he's got a lot of videos. He's got 500 plus videos. That's crazy.
Hey guys, so here's a final video to conclude my whole hyper single clutch issue that I had. So shortly after I posted up my videos, I was contacted by an executive rep stating they want to inspect the clutch for any defects and if there's any possible defects or issue with the clutch, then they'll go ahead and replace it for me. So I'm going to go ahead and read what the inspection result said. So I went ahead and just copy and pasted here because I can't include some confidential information in the email. So the inspection report states that the transmission side plate on the clutch disc is covered in grease. And grease contamination like this is a result of over-greasing the transmission input shaft during the installation process. As the input shaft is installed through the spline hub, the excess grease is pushed off the input shaft spline and onto the spline hub and side plate of the clutch disc. This grease will make its way onto the disc facings and reduce the friction coefficient, reducing the torque holding capacity. This is common oversight during installation. I believe this is why the clutch slipping on you once you had the track. When these clutches slip, they generate a very high amount of heat. Once the facing is overheated, it will delaminate from the backing plate and or wear very excessively. So their findings state that that's why the clutch slipped on me. And when I asked them if the hyper single clutch was ideal for drag racing, they stated that the HH03SD will work through power level. However, for street and drag strip use, it would not be the best choice. The stage 2 has an 8mm facing thickness, where the HH03SD has a 4.6mm facing thickness. So the stage 2 is actually better suited for street and drag strip use. The Hyper Single series was developed for road racing in Japan, dedicated vehicle where rotational weight saving is more important than longevity. With that being said, it should have lasted longer than it did. I feel that there is an underlying issue that caused the slippage. And then when I asked him about the twin clutch, the Executive twin clutch disc, if it would be better for drag racing, since I'm more into drag racing as a sport rather than circuit and road racing, he said that the twin plate will work for your will work good for drag racing, however, not recommended for daily driving. The discs are rigid and it has floater plates, so noise will be heard when the clutch is in the disc engaged state. So the stage 2 is best for street and drag racing, and if you want to step up, the twin clutch is actually better for drag racing than the hyper single would be. So
But y'all, so Exetti's holding it down, telling him what he needs to know. That is what it is. Fucking but yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna cash my chips in, probably get some rest, because I'm pretty fucking tired, honestly. I think I need a nap. And fucking some food too, and then